I'm so tired of people saying, no, the reason why we don't accommodate for plus size because we don't have fabric for this. That means you're not a good fashion designer. You heard it here first. You're not a good fashion designer because you're not accommodating for every size.
I knew this was coming, and yet
I knew the tears were coming, but I did not know they were coming this soon.
How would you describe your relationship with your body?
I would say for the most part, it's a healthy relationship.
This past year was a tough one, especially going into lockdown.
I'd say we're like twins. I don't know, I'm totally obsessed with my body.
the body's a very contentious thing because as a society we're obsessed with size. But right now, I feel good about it.
I love it in every form. I love it in whatever condition it's in.
Right now, me and sis were we're fighting, but we're getting there.
I'm trying to practice body neutrality, which a good friend told me about. Just basically the idea of just like accepting your body the way that it is in that present moment.
I had to do a lot of unlearning to get to the space where I feel like I respect my body, I make good decisions for my body, and it's an active, ongoing thing.
Yeah, I feel like I look good. Today's a good day. Might change tomorrow, but today's a good day.
Have you ever had experiences where people, family, friends, people on the internet give unsolicited opinions about your body? Oh my gosh.
Have I?
All the time, all the time.
All the time. Does it ever stop?
And I think a lot of women my size would be like, going home was dreadful because you'd feel like your family would have something to say about your body.
Literally, you can feel good in something. You can feel like you look fire. Like you can be happy, confident, comfortable, and then someone just walking past you will just be like, oh, is it supposed to fit like that? Oh, your stomach's hanging out, or oh, whatever.
I don't know what it is. People love unsolicited advice on other people's bodies, and my response is always, are you assuming that I do not have a mirror?
I've seen myself in a mirror. I know how I look. I'm already thinking the things that you're saying to me. Do you think I'm enjoying how I feel in my body? And sometimes I do. I'm happy the way I look.
Are you imagining that people leave their houses without thinking about or like seeing what they look like? Do you think telling someone, hey, so gay, like, hey, this is slender, yes? Do you feel like they don't know?
There was this one time when I was in high school and I was walking from my place to a friend's place. And then I see these two girls standing by the gate just talking to each other, smaller girls by the way. And then one of them says to the other, like as loudly as possible, like almost like she wanted me to hear what she was saying. And then she says, if I was ever her size, I would kill myself. If I was somebody that was like a weak person emotionally or somebody that was on the edge, I would have done exactly that, go home and take my life simply because I don't look like you, I don't have the body that you have, or you feel that my body is not the one that's accepted or that should be celebrated.
I really don't like how people feel so entitled, and especially to women's bodies, because like when your guy friend is looking kind of otherwise, no one ever tells him, my guy, like maybe you shouldn't be wearing those sweatpants with the holes around the knees.
It's very weird, but a lot of things about the body are weird. People clapping when someone loses weight is weird. People trolling others when they're like cool with their body is weird. People telling people that like they're brave is weird.
Bless, my parents are very, I love my parents, guys. They literally, every time an aunt would say something, they'd be like, no, not my child. You're not gonna bring down my child because you're going through something of your own. And I was literally so grateful for that.
People have opinions and sometimes they forget that just because you have an opinion does not mean it's correct. Yes, you are entitled to an opinion, but it does not mean it's correct. So you will not come to my page and try to make me feel like trash because of your own personal opinions. And now I need to explain myself constantly why I'm doing this, why I should be doing that, you know what I mean?
Even if you fall on the other side and you're skinny and people ask like, where are your boobs, why don't you have an ass? Also weird. So definitely been told some things over the years. I think I just had to learn not to let it sit, because often people are projecting how they feel about their bodies to you.
But in the same breath, I am human at the end of the day, and regardless of how immune you could be to the hate, guys, we're human and we have feelings, and some people are just relentless with the hate.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop. Think it, but just don't say it. Even if you think they need to know, yeah, just don't.
Do you ever feel like you have to overcompensate because of your weight, or you do not give a fuck?
Sometimes I do. Especially in a room where no one looks like me.
Sometimes I also feel like I have to do more because of my weight.
If you are me and you are trying to break that stereotype and those social standards, beauty standards, of course there are times where you're gonna feel like I have to do more than everybody else.
There's some days where I don't care, but I feel like those days when I don't care is when I'm around people who are the same size as me. Because I'm like, they understand. I don't even have to say what I'm thinking. They're like, sometimes when you're wearing a dress and your tights roll up and it's like, ouch. And the girl's like, girl, I understand.
But it's not singular. So it's not only because of weight. It can also be because I'm black. It can also be because I'm a woman. So you understand, when you walk into a room, you understand what that does. And you carry a different weight than the white guy in the room who can come in like flip-flops and shorts to a business meeting and still be taken seriously, you know?
My version of just wearing like sweatpants and a hoodie is not necessarily bound to be as cute as my more petite friend's version of the same thing. So like for myself personally, I do feel a bit of pressure because I have to be tactical when picking out clothing as to, you know, I'm not adding more bulk to an already bulkier area, you know.
When it comes to dating, I've never struggled with getting a boyfriend or getting a man. Okay, boyfriend, yeah, it's a struggle, you know, but just getting a man, it's never been something that I'm like, oh my god, I don't think I'll be able to get that guy because I'm big.
I believe I am a conventionally attractive person, so I don't think that dating is a bit more difficult. I think for myself, it's more of other situations that kind of make dating a bit more complicated for me.
Apparently we struggle to get men. Guys, we struggle to get men or struggle to get sex. That's the biggest misconception ever. Like, when do you guys hear that? Like, when do you guys get that? I don't understand. Like, men don't like big girls. Guys!
I really do believe I'm a conventionally attractive person, so...
Love it!
What would make your shopping or fashion experience easier? Access.
Variety.
First of all, can we please have bigger fitted rooms?
Like, I think just seeing like people my size in the clothes.
It's very weird for me that retail in South Africa is limited when it comes to size, when they know that the average South African woman is like 34, 36, 38, but then it stops at like 40, and then style goes downhill from there.
Why do we have a section for plus size? Why isn't it just a store with all sizes chilling?
You know, you get to Mr. Price and then it's just a cubicle. Guys, how am I supposed to move around?
And there's nothing worse than buying something and then going home and it doesn't fit, or it fits but it looks trash. Like, ugh.
I'm so tired of people saying, no, the reason why we don't accommodate for plus size because we don't have fabric for this. That means you're not a good fashion designer. You heard it here first. You're not a good fashion designer because you're not accommodating for every size.
You're selling this thing for 150 when I wanted you like, oh no, it's 250 because you're bigger. Wow, sis. Wow! So what must I do with my stomach so that I can buy this one? Yeah, 150.
My shopping experience would be better if more sizes were catered for, if big bodies were considered instead of just like an afterthought, because everyone deserves to like look pretty and feel bomb and like a variation of colors and silhouettes and shapes, and like if people want to show their tits, then they should be allowed to do that.
And I remember I had to look like I was in my 20s when I was a teenager because of the clothes that I had to wear from a young age. It was sad, but it's fine.
Being like a mid-sized person, like I'm used to either seeing like people who are like size 8, size 6 in clothing, and then also if there is like any accommodation towards plus size, like sizing it size 16, size 18, you know. And when you're just somewhere in the middle, you're really not sure like what's the best fit for me.
One person who I love is Thick Leonce. She's still doing things for like fashion that's trending for big women, because it's like, why do I have to now look like I'm 40 years old when I'm only in my 20s just because of the clothes that you're providing?
If you're gonna say you are catering for plus size women, please don't tell me about a large or an extra large. That is not plus size, guys. It's not. Those things don't fit us. They don't fit us. It's frustrating, guys. Can you just try just accommodate us just for once, please? That will really make our lives easier. It'll really help, honestly.
How are you constantly loving yourself? It's hard for me.
I am not constantly loving myself, unfortunately, to be honest. Just lately, it's been a roller coaster ride. Woo! I knew the tears were coming, but I did not know they were coming this soon.
I think words play a large role in that. So over the years, there's been an energy of like positive self-talk and affirmations and that sort of thing.
Like self-love for me is not a routine, it's a lifestyle. I live it, I breathe it, I practice it every single day of my life.
Confidence building is an exercise that you kind of have to start engaging in intentionally.
Yeah, it's having to actually decide like this is the body and appreciate it. And before I even want to go on a weight loss journey, I've decided that I want to love the body I'm in now.
I've had to look inward and actively think about what I say to myself and how I speak to myself and about myself as well.
The more you spend time with your body, like touch your body, doesn't even need to be in a sexual manner, just like touch your body. You tend to like find parts of your body that you never even knew were there, and you appreciate them more. And in this way also, when somebody tries to point it out, you already know that it's there, so you don't have a problem with it being there, because you've already seen it, you've already appreciated, you've learned how to love it, you've learned how to make it good, how to make it look good, or how to see the beauty in it.
Once you start to face yourself and see this is who I am, that's how you start to love yourself more, because you not only will love the good things about yourself that society rewards, you start to love the hidden things about yourself that haven't been expressed yet or that you keep for yourself.
And I take a whole lot of pictures of my body, a whole lot of videos of my body, because I'm always just like in awe every time when I just look at my body shapes and whatnot. I'm just like, oh man, I can't believe I ever let anybody tell me that this was not sexy, this was not beautiful, you know what I mean?
So just back to the question of constantly loving, it's a journey, and that's one thing that I definitely can say, that it's not going to be okay, I'm now loving myself. I've loved myself to the full capacity. That's not how it's gonna be, because tomorrow you can wake up and be like, oh, okay.
It will not be linear, it will not be constant. But if you have that commitment towards just wanting to feel better, you will invest in that.
Yeah, just talking about myself highly. It's what the kids call self-love. Yeah.
I said I was fat. Did I say I was ugly? Hence I was saying the word fat is always associated with ugly.